Good afternoon and welcome to round 6 of the Canberra Raiders Cup. Thanks to Bloomers Lawyers. We are out here at Greenway Oval on this beautiful Saturday afternoon game for the Battle of the South, and what a game it's going to be. It's a grand final rematch between the Tuggeranong Bushrangers and the Woden Valley Rams. The Tuggy Bushrangers come into this game, currently sitting in first place, while the Woden Valley Rams have recovered back up to fifth after a couple of tough weeks recently, but both teams are coming off wins. The Bushies defeating the Bulls last week and the Rams against the Roos. With me in the commentary box today, John Croyder and Vince Smith-Copy. John, we'll start with you. Good afternoon.
Hey mate, good to be here. It's always a nice ground to be at Greenway Oval. So looking forward to a great match between two sides who have really been the benchmark the last couple of years. Absolutely.
Now let's go back to grand final day last year, because I think it'd be rude for us not to. They played 4 times first last year. The Rams won 3 of those games, and the big one, including the grand final. What a game of football it was, 31-30 in the end, but out to a 30-0 lead after I think it was 50 minutes at that stage, and then the Bushies mounted one of the comebacks of the season and almost snatched it at the end.
Yeah, exactly. They got so close. It was a great performance by the Bushies to even consider making a comeback there, and got back to 30-all, as you said. Some big performances that day. Matt Dragicic, one of the big standouts that day, and he's on the bench again today. Very different sides for different lineups for both sides today. There's not a lot of key players that are still around, but for the Bushrangers, I think some of the guys that really stood up, obviously Josh Mitchell, but Jaden Thomas, he's been outstanding this season. I think he'll be definitely a key player in this game. And then for the Woden Valley Rams, they've started to get a few guys back this week, so they've probably got one of their stronger lineups. Link Withers, the grand final hero. He returns after a week out with injury. Yeah,
as you mentioned, there are different squads, but it does add a new sort of spice to this rivalry. If we look at the preview for this game, both sides do come into this game with form. As we mentioned, the Bushies taking out the Bulls here last week, 26-6, and the Woden Valley Rams, who actually scored fewer tries than the Roos did in last week's game, but managed to sneak away with a 24-22 victory. This is the 3rd consecutive home game for the Bushies. They're undefeated in 2019. We saw them back here 2 weeks ago against Goulburn, and they really made a statement in that game, John.
Yeah, they did. I think a lot of people went into that game going, they're definitely a chance, but they're the outsiders, and they played like the favourites. They were outstanding. They were gritty. They played the game on their terms, and they showed that their defence is good enough against any team, because Goulburn boasts the best attack in the competition, and they had nothing for the Bushrangers. Bushies need to be good in defence because they don't score a lot themselves. I think they're ranked 6th in attack. Bottom of the table, yes, Magpies have scored only 10 points fewer than them, so it shows how good their defence has been.
Yeah, as you mentioned, they do have the best defence in the league, and they held the Bulls scoreless for 70 minutes last week. They've also got some of the best ruck control in both offence and defence, and that certainly allows the likes of Josh Mitchell to really spring his work in attack. And if we look at the Rams, as we mentioned, they did win last week. They did concede one more try than they scored, but got out of trouble. They've had a rough patch of form recently. They have lost two of their last 3, but Jeff Morgan, who we heard in the media earlier this week, he did highlight the intent that was there last week in being a key to their victory, and no doubt in a grand final rematch you'll find that intent won't be lacking for them this week. Now, if we go to the team list, we'll start with the Tuggeranong Bushrangers. Drury Lowe lines up at fullback. On the wings, Connor Masson and Tristan Eldridge. In the centres, Narima Lowe and Jaden Pollard. In the halves, Rob Sheffield, Michael Brophy. Up front, Jaden Thomas, Josh Mitchell and Brent Neal, who is in for Dan Hickson, who is out with injury. Josh Baker, Jared Kennedy and Jacob McGrath line up and sort our starting lineup. Off the bench, Jalil Fa'amo Yawani, Matt Dragicic, Joel Ambrose and Ben Nanessa plays in his first game for the season. For the Woden Valley Rams, it is a different looking side from last week. It is Dane Spencer at fullback. He returns to the team. On the wing, Lockie Everston and Caleb Molisauskas. In the centres, Michael Geiger and Harry Van Dartel. James DeSax and Lincoln Withers are in the halves, so there is no Adam Lucas today. Jeff Morgan, Costa Pasansis, Tyson Hodge up front, who's back in the side. Bradley Martin, Chevy Ellis, Steve Ferry round up the starting lineup. And off the bench, Sean Maloney, this is his first game back from a broken ankle. Dan Pryor, Luke Johnson and Mitch Suter round up the Woden Valley Rams team.
Yeah, so he said, I was talking to Sean Maloney just before this game, actually. He was just saying how he was probably going to rest this week because we won't have the bye next week, but he was so desperate to play in the grand final rematch that he made sure he was going to come back. And I think that just shows how much this game means to both sides. We're in for an absolute treat.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to see a lot of points scored here today. We saw last season in the 4 games that both these sides played in, it was a game of momentum swings. Both teams would be scoring in chunks of points before the other would reply. But I can tell you for now, and I think it's pretty much common knowledge, that this is a game where revenge is firmly on the mind for the Bushies. And for the Rams, as John mentioned, there were a number of players that were very keen to back up for today, purely for another shot at this Bushies lineup. As we welcome Vince Smith-Coppy into the commentary box. Welcome, Vince.
Thanks, Sonny. Great to be here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon for a fantastic grand final rematch.
Yeah, plenty to look forward to. Probably the most entertaining thing to happen in Canberra today.
Yeah, I'm sure all eyes in Canberra are firmly on this clash.
As we await the players to take their positions, it looks like the Bushies will run from right to left on your screen and will receive the ball off the kickoff. Your referee for today is James Gould. As we mentioned, there have been a number of changes to the Woden Valley Rams side for this week. They have had a few issues with injury over the season. This is probably one of the strongest looking lineups they've been able to field. They have had to use 5 more players than the Bushies have all season. But they do welcome back the likes of Lincoln Withers and Dane Spencer into their lineup today. Lincoln Withers, of course, a grand final hero from 2018.
Not happy with the ball out there, is that what's happening here?
Yeah, well, Lincoln's kicked that one away, so we'll wait for a replacement.
Yeah, kicked away 2 so far. I'm not sure if they're just not pumped enough or...
This is local rugby league at its best. Almost ready to go now. And we are finally underway, and it's a shortish kickoff from Lincoln Withers that flirts with the sideline, but eventually taken there by Jared Kennedy, who brings it 20 metres out from his own line. It was a short kickoff from Lincoln Withers, didn't quite middle it. Might have needed another ball. Connor Masson now out of dummy half. He takes it up, steals an extra 5 or 6 metres, just short of the 30-metre line. We continue to this right-hand side now. Through, I think that's Jacob McGraw. That might be Josh Baker, beg your pardon. Yeah, one out more to Brent Neal into the starting lineup. As we mentioned, there is no Dan Hickson today. Did some damage to his glute last week. Yeah, Mitchell out of dummy half. He puts the kick in. It just goes straight down the throat of Dane Spencer, though. And he'll bring it back to about 30 metres out from his line, where he's met by a couple. Michael Brophy, Josh Mitchell involved in that tackle. It's a good kick chase. Yeah, limit the damage that Spencer can make. They come further infield. 3 men in that tackle for the Bushies. There we go, one more out to the 40. Slow play of the ball. We did mention Tuggeranong very strong at slowing down the ruck in all their victories so far this season. And Steve Ferry that'll play the ball now. He comes further to the right-hand side. Just over halfway now, the Woden Valley Rams. The kick comes from Lincoln Withers. He puts this one high. Drury low under this one. He takes this one comfortably. And brings about 20 metres out from his own goal line. Good opening defensive set from the Bushies. This is the number 5, Tristan Eldridge. He's driven back in a good tackle. Doesn't end up making any ground. A strong tackle over the top by the Rams. This is Connor Masson. It's a penalty for a high shot, a high-ish shot. And the Bushies will get their first attacking opportunity of the half. Josh Mitchell finds touch just before the halfway line. So you'd think, with no errors, they'll be in a good position at the end of this set to put in an attacking kick. This is Brent Neal, starting for the first time this year. This is Mitchell, out the back to Brophy. Brophy dummies, goes himself, picks up an extra couple metres. Good run from Michael Brophy. Now playing at halfback for the Bushrangers. Mitchell onto Jaden Thomas, beg your pardon. 20 metres out from the line now. Mitchell at dummy half. He comes to the right-hand side. Now it goes to Jacob McGrath. He gets inside the 10-metre zone now. Real opportunity here for the Bushrangers. It's Mitchell. We go short. He comes to the left-hand side. This is Brent Neal again. Just a metre short. Options either side for Mitchell. Slow play the ball though. Doesn't help them. Comes out the back to Brophy. Goes a long ball out to Narima Lowe. He puts a step on last tackle. Can he get the ball away? He can't. So he'll die with the ball. And we'll have a handover about a metre out from the Rams goal line. Good defensive set from the Rams. A little bit thrown at them by the Bushies. Lincoln Withers out of dummy half. He comes to this right-hand side. Taken in a two-man tackle, just short of the 20-metre zone. He continues centre field. Hit over the top again. Mitchell, McGrath involved in that tackle. That was Harry Van Dartel with the hit up. Now this is Jeff Morgan. Gets through plenty of hard work, Jeff Morgan. Turned back on the inside for Steve Ferry. Just short of halfway. Now this is Pacensis out of dummy half. He does find this kick. He does find touch, does he? No, it stays in. Might have been from just inside the 40 as well, so it might have been a lucky break for the Bushies that the bounce of the ball went their way. Connor Masson with another strong kick return. He gets him to just outside the 20 and earns his team a penalty as well. So good kick return from Connor Masson after it was a great kick from Costa Pacensis. But once again, they let the Bushies out of trouble. They'll start their set on halfway. Enterprising start for the Bushies. They've had most of the ball. This is Brent Neal. Taken over the halfway line. It's very involved in the tackle there with skipper Jeff Morgan. And this is Jaden Thomas. Inside opposition territory now, still 0-0. The Bushies have definitely had the favour of possession so far. Drury Lowe now into the line. And 30 metres out from the opposition goal line. He gets up and plays it now. The right-hand side it goes to Jaden Thomas. Been one of their strongest performers at the start of this season, Jaden Thomas. Now Mitchell at dummy half. Probes goes to the right. Now out to Brophy. Brophy goes short to Jared Kennedy, who's taken in a good two-man tackle that needed to be made. It's a slowish play, the ball. Mitchell out of dummy half. He puts a little kick through. There are chasers following, but it's a good take by Spencer, and he might just find his way out of the in-goal. He does. Tremendous work from Dane Spencer after a good little kick from Josh Mitchell. And the Rams defensive line holding firm, and they earn themselves a penalty now. Inside the 10, the Bushies. The Rams will be very happy with their opening 7 minutes, Vince.
Yeah, they would. I think Bushrangers certainly had most of the possession, but the Rams' defence has held strong so far. They haven't really looked too rattled yet. Now this is probably going to be their best chance to have an attacking set.
Yeah, Lincoln Withers, he finds touch about 45 metres out from his own goal line. So back underway through the skipper. He takes it up into the opposition half now. Beg your pardon, that was Michael Geiger. He took the tap restart. And this is Tyson Hodge. Good to see him back for the Rams as well. Remember seeing him a couple of bad injury in round 1 this season. So continue to come left. This is Harry Van Dartel. He gets a ball away. Cut back on the inside. They're inside the opposition 20 now. First opportunity for the Rams. This is DeSax. He goes himself. He's taken in a good, strong tackle. Didn't go past the horizontal. Very strong tackle. Continues right. This is Lincoln Withers now. He puts a little grubber kick through. It's well read there by Drury Lowe. And he's hitting a good shot. This time Michael Geiger gives it to him. Good football all round so far. This is Narima Lowe inside his own 20. Getting through some hard work. Out of dummy half, this is Jaden Pollard. Slow play the ball. There are no markers here. Josh Mitchell sees that. He comes back to the inside. Might have lost the ball. Oh, he's held on to it. Might have seen a bobble in there. And continue down this side and finds himself to Tristan Eldridge. He gets it back on the inside, but he might have put a foot into touch. He did. We'll have a scrum feed about 40 metres out from the Bushies line. It's good defence from the Rams in the end. They took a chance there, the Bushies. This occasion doesn't pay off.
They did. Both sides have been playing pretty smart football so far, just completing their sets and then putting in a kick. The first real risk taken by either side. And it nearly paid off, but unfortunately not for the Bushrangers, and it will be Woden Valley Rams with probably the best chance so far to attack.
Yeah, the plays are set to the left-hand side. Nothing doing on this short side. We see Lincoln Withers feed the scrum now and go left to his halves partner into Sachs. He turns it back on the inside for Chevy Ellis. Continue down this left side. Finds its way to Harry Van Dartel. He gets a ball away to Lockie Everson. He tries to beat him on the outside. They might have rushed it on this occasion, because it does eventually find its way back to Brent Neal. And early on in the tackle count, the Rams come up with an error. This is Pollard taken in a big strong hit by Tyson Hodge. The Bushies, bit of hard work to do now. The Rams muscling up in defence. 4 men originally in that tackle. They play it just 30 metres out. Mitchell, he throws a long pass out to this. He gets Josh Baker on this edge. And takes it 42, 43 metres out from his own goal line. Bit of variety in Josh Mitchell. And another big shot again. I think it's Tyson Hodge involved once again, this time on Brent Neal. Some good shots early on. Actually goes to Rob Sheffield, who puts this one high. It's taken there by Lockie Everston. He brings it back about 30 metres out from his own goal line. A good defensive set from the Bushies. This is Dane Spencer now. Making a few extra metres for his side. This is Caleb Malasauskas. He's driving, picks up a few extra metres. And plays the ball. They go further to the left now. Harry Van Dartel. Up to halfway, the Woden Valley Rams. The kick comes from James to Sachs. Puts this one over the heads of the winger and fullback. It might just have too much weight on it. It does. We'll come back out to the 20 for a 7-tackle set.
Far from the ideal outcome, I think, that for the Rams. Won't be too happy with that kick put in. Now there'll be a 7-tackle set.
Yeah, both teams just feeling each other out at the moment. Haven't seen too much enterprise from either side. It's Joel Ambrose on for the Bushrangers. Might have been an early interchange. Maybe just check to see who might have gone off. Jared Kennedy now. It's a strong option on this right edge for the Bushies. Continue back to Brent Neal. He's gotten through plenty of work early on. Tackle there over the top by Withers. Mitchell out of dummy half now. He goes to Jaden Thomas. He takes it inside the 40-metre zone. Hitting the 3-man tackle. Mitchell onto Brophy. He puts this one high. Looking for Malasauskas. How was he under the high ball? He takes this one comfortably. He steps through a couple. Can't get past the second and third. Ambrose with the tackle. And Brent Neal there as well. This is Spencer. He goes to the right-hand side. Just outside of their 20 now. Very slow play the ball once again. And this time the Bushies punished. Michael Geiger, a good strong run. Bushies felt the need to slow the ball down. On this occasion, they pushed the envelope too far. And we'll have another penalty to the Rams. Just waiting to see which of these two sides blinks first. As Brad Martin takes it back into the defensive line and gets his team into the opposition half, just short of the 40. And Alasauskas a dummy half, goes to Withers. He turns it inside to Tyson Hodge. Taken about 35 metres out from the goal line. DeSantis goes to Withers. Withers goes out the back to DeSax. He goes out the back to Spencer. It breaks down on that edge, but he cuts back on the inside. We know he's a strong runner. It's good to see him back in this side. He plays it just short of the 20. Now this is Withers. Got a runner inside. Could be Jeff Morgan. It is. He gets an offload away. This is Pasantis. Almost got through. He might still be playing on here. He does. Just a few metres out from the goal line now. First real opportunity for the Rams. Slow play the ball. Withers out a dummy half. It breaks down again. He goes back to the left-hand side. He finds the sacks. Now out to, I think that's Steve Ferry. He'll play it just a few metres short as well. They come to this right-hand side. The dummies once goes to Tyson Hodge. He's going to go over himself. He does, Tyson Hodge. Well, welcome back to first grade. He scores our opener here at Greenway Oval. And the Rams will play from in front. 4-0 Rams after 15 minutes.
That was all a bit too easy for the Woden Valley Rams. Both sides have made a very conservative start to the game, just looking to complete their sets. And then Rams' best attacking chance just managed to find a one-on-one opportunity. I'm not quite sure what the Bushrangers defence was doing there. They really should have, I think, spread a bit more. That just seemed a bit too easy for the Rams.
Yeah, I think Jeff Morgan ran a very good decoy line there. I think it just sucked a couple extra defenders in, and as you mentioned, once you get Tyson Hodge one-on-one, it's a battle and a half to stop him that close to the line. So Tyson Hodge, first try for today. Might even be his first try for the season. It is. Back into the side. He started this game very well. Lincoln Withers with the first shot at goal. It was goal kicking, as we mentioned. That was the difference between the Rams winning and losing last week. He scored 4 tries. Lincoln kicked 4 from 4. The Queanbeyan Roos scored 5 tries and kicked 1 from 5. In the end, a 2-point victory to the Rams. This should be a pretty easy one for Lincoln Withers to get us started off with. Puts this one over. So the Rams go out to a 6-0 lead after 16 minutes here at Greenway Oval. We haven't had a lot of attacking opportunities, so to speak, on either goal line yet, Vince. A lot of the game's been played in the middle of the field. A couple of penalties, a few errors here and there. Hasn't quite hit the heights that we expected just yet.
No, it certainly hasn't. There was only really those 2 opportunities, one from each side, where they looked to spread the ball, and both ended up in an error. So you might see a bit more of that conservative style, at least for the meanwhile.
Josh Mitchell gets us back underway. It's taken cleanly by Spencer. He gets it back to Tyson Hodge, who brings it back into the line. Just short of his 20-metre line, more 15 metres out from his own goal line. At a dummy half, they go again down this left edge. This time through Chevy Ellis. He's a bit slow to his feet, hobbling. This is Steve Ferry, just outside his 30-metre zone. Looking for a strong defensive set from the Bushies. I think the Rams will just be looking to get to the end of this set after points. Not a slow play the ball, very slow play the ball. Jeff Morgan with the hit up. Actually finds its way to Bradley Martin on this right edge. Alasauskas in a dummy half, goes to Withers, he puts the grubber through. It's a good strong chase from the Rams. There's 5 of them there, taken in a good shot. I think it might have even been by the fullback. It was Dane Spencer, who's up in the line. It's Connor Masson. A good strong run from him. Took a couple of spectacular catches last week in their win against Gungahlin under the high ball. Now Drew Elo, 30 metres out from his goal line. Mitchell onto Narimalo. Nothing doing through the middle there. Good 3-man tackle from the Rams. They're muscling up in defence. Not a lot of easy metres on offer here for the Bushies. Now Mitchell out of dummy half. He's looking at a 40-20 here as he got the angle. He made just well. The ball continues towards the sideline but pulls up short. And Dane Spencer Collects it and brings it back. Is met with a three-man tackle by the Bushrangers. Does get a quick play the ball away though, and look at what it does for your team. They steal an extra 12, 15 metres off the back of a good kick. Suddenly the Rams have a little bit more momentum. This is Caleb Malasauskas who's hitting a good two-man shot. It was Joel Ambrose and Jaden Thomas involved. Now out to the 40. So 6-0 to the Rams here. Did score their first try through this man, Tyson Hodge. Once again looking for more work. So a busy start to this game. This time the ball goes to ground, finds its way eventually to Michael Geiger. A bit of hot potato, goes to Brad Martin. Now that's out to the 17 in Mitch Suter, who's on the field for the Rams. So a couple of early interchanges from both sides. Haven't seen too many injuries out there, have you, Vince?
No, I haven't seen any injuries yet, so not quite sure the thought process behind the changes. It's not too cool though. The sun is out.
Jaden Pollard with the run out of dummy half. Was hit a little bit hard. Went spinning out of one tackle. Rob Sheffield now onto Joel Ambrose. Takes it into the opposition half. And play it just on halfway. Now Mitchell, he goes down this right side to Rob Sheffield. He steps on the inside. He sees a gap. He goes straight through it. He's got support on his outside. He puts the kick through. Has it got the weight on it? It does. Connor Masson scores. The Bushies bounce back thanks to some brilliance from Rob Sheffield. The try is scored by Connor Masson. And we are 6-4 here. The Rams over the Bushies.
That was some incredible individual brilliance by Sheffield there. To break the line 45 metres out, and then just such a cool head to... He looked around, no one to pass to, put the grubber in. Knew Masson would be screaming down on the outside. That was all Rob Sheffield.
Yeah, it's fantastic work from the 5'8". You just saw as he saw a gap, he stepped on the inside, he went straight through. He did have the option to pass. It might have been a Rams defender in the way, which is why he went for the kick option. A beautifully weighted kick, and Connor Masson, he continues his try-scoring feats for the season. That's his third for the year. It's a good finish. Sometimes those little grubber kicks can bounce all over the place, but he grounds it cleanly. And Josh Mitchell will have the opportunity now to level us up. That's what you want to see from your halves. Just heads up. Don't always have to play to the structure. If you see a gap, you back yourself. That's exactly what Rob Sheffield did. Certainly a player that's growing in confidence as this season goes. And, very excited to see how this new halves combination of Rob Sheffield and Michael Brophy develops over the course of the season. Josh Mitchell, he moves in. This time he he gets this one actually. He kicks it. So we are all level here. We are at 6-all after about 21 minutes of play.
Version attempted by Josh Mitchell and Connor Masson's try successful. Josh is sponsored by TJ Custom Building and Connor by King 8 Paradise. With just under 9 minutes to go in the first half, 6-all. Starting to see a little bit of the attacking enterprise that this game has promised over the last 10 minutes or so. It's Lincoln Withers get us back underway. This time the kick goes down the throat of Sheffield. And eventually they bring it back and out to the 20-metre zone. Now Mitchell goes out the back to Connor Masson. It's another good strong run from him. Takes it out to the 30. Now Mitchell comes to Baker. Bit of ball playing out to Lowe. Narima Lowe, he gets it out to Tristan Eldridge. He cuts back on the inside. He takes a hit. He keeps going. Gets the ball back away, but it's taken from behind is Josh Baker. And it's a bit of rough and tough tackling. Tackle that needed to be made, though, by Bradley Martin. Baker slow to his feet. The opportunity might still be on. They go right to Brophy. Brophy turns it back on the inside for Matt Dragicic. Mitchell continues down this blind side. Goes Sheffield. He puts a little grubber kick through. He gets a bounce. And then he puts it down. This is Dane Spencer now.
He beats a couple. You don't want to give him too much open space. He continues. It's a good kick return from him. He picks up about 12 metres. Another enterprising attacking set from the Bushies though, Vince. Rob Sheffield once again heavily involved.
Yeah, it sure was. Just for a second there, I thought the ball bounced back into Sheffield's hands. Might have had the chance to pull off a second. But still, pretty positive result for the Bushrangers after points.
Yeah, there was an opportunity down this left edge. It was a good run from Narima Lowe, and Tristan Eldridge and Josh Baker completed it. Might still be a little bit sore after the shot from Brad Martin as we see Lincoln Withers kick. This might have been just outside the 40-metre zone. It's a good kick regardless. It does find open space, and it's taken there by Drury Lowe. And I think the Rams will be happy with that result. Momentum just starting to swing a little bit in favour of the Bushies over the last 10 minutes or so. And now the Rams starting to muscle up in defence. It's Lincoln Withers that was involved. Might have been a little bobble out of dummy half. Some of the Rams players appealing for it. Here's Jaden Pollard play the ball now, just 20 metres out from his line. Come to this right-hand side through Jared Kennedy. Sheffield in a dummy half. Comes left, a good short ball onto Dragicic, but they read it well. You don't mind seeing that, a forward passing to another forward at the line. Now Brophy inside his own 40. He looks like he will find touch 35 metres out. It's no 40-20. Got the touchy coming in just for a chat here. Now, I think the Bushies will argue that the ball hadn't bounced into touch yet, but the rule is that as the winger had he was into touch, so when he touches the ball's considered to be in touch.
You're exactly right there, Sonny. I think a few Bushrangers and Bushrangers fans got a bit excited there, don't quite know the rule, and thought there was a mistake there by the Rams winger, but he was well and truly within his rights to grab that ball before it bounced, as he had both feet, or even just 1 foot would have done.
Well, we've got the touchy that's just come in again, and we've actually got a scrum feed to the Bushies. Well, that's interesting. Very interesting. We'll just clarify on the rule. We want to make sure that we get it right up here as well. The scrum feed goes to the Bushies on this occasion. Controversy early on. This is Narima Lowe now from the scrum feed. Now it might have been taken a good shot again. That was Joel Ambrose who took the ball up. Might have been Tyson Hodge involved again in the tackle. Now Michael Brophy, he takes this one into the line. Now 12 metres out from the opposition try line. Real chance for the Bushies to keep building on this momentum. Jaden Thomas now running. He almost gets there. He's just held up a metre short of the goal line. Mitchell patrolling his troops to the right-hand side. What will he do? He finds Michael Brophy. Michael Brophy, he turns it back on the inside. Now back to Rob Sheffield. Rob Sheffield taking in a good two-man shot. Again, just a few metres short of the line. Mitchell at a dummy half. Which way will he go? He comes to the right-hand side. He puts a little grubber kick through. He looks to regather. He might not have, though. Looks like we'll have a handover just a metre short of the goal line. They get off the hook again there, the Rams, but Josh Mitchell starting to weave his magic from inside the 20.
Probably for the best there that the Bushrangers didn't score, because we are pretty confident there that was an error by the refs to give the Bushrangers the feed. So perhaps all is just in the end.
Well, the football gods, they smile on the Woden Valley Rams on that occasion. So they look to work their way out of trouble now. Just short of the 20, this is Jeffrey Morgan. It's one of these players that has played for both clubs. Yeah, just outside the 40-metre zone now for the Woden Valley Rams. Haven't really been able to get any sort of momentum since they scored the opening try through Tyson Hodge. Brad Martin takes it just over halfway. Once again, the Bushies controlling the ruck with some comfort as the kick goes up from James de Sachs. It's a good high ball taken there by Connor Masson. Brings it back just outside the 20. Mitchell, one for Drury low. Just short of the 30-metre line. Hit over the top by Suter and Morgan, but they lay on him too long. Got another penalty against the Rams. And the Bushies are going to have another shot at their line. Josh Mitchell, he finds touch about halfway. I think, Vince, it's safe to say that the momentum is currently with the Bushies.
I think you're exactly right. They've certainly had a lot more of the possession. And while the scores might be level, I think the Rams will do well to hold on here.
Yeah, another strong run from Jaden Thomas off the tap restart. As we see, another slow play of the ball. And this time he says the ball's come free. Well, there might have been a little bit of help from the Rams on that occasion, but the referee doesn't see it the same way. So a bit of a let-off for the Rams. 6-all, 29 minutes gone here at Greenway Oval. It's been a good game of footy so far. As we mentioned, the advantage still currently probably sitting with the Bushies. They've had a strong start to this game, probably had the majority of possession in good attacking positions. The opening try went to Tyson Hodge before Connor Masson levelled us up. So Rams get us back underway just inside their 40-metre zone. Now out of dummy half. This is Harry Van Dartel. Picks up a couple extra metres. Suter onto Hodge. He's playing big minutes for a prop forward, particularly to start this game. Suter out of dummy half, goes short. This time he hits Sean Maloney, who's on the field. And I think that might be Sean Maloney's first touch, and unfortunately for him, the ball's gone to ground. A couple errors slipping into the games of both sides. Again, it's mostly in these middle parts of the field.
The ball... Oh, sorry.
You're right. No, it just might come off a little bit sickly here, Sean Maloney. He's got the trainer with him. Didn't see anything overly malicious in the tackle. Was a short ball popped up by Mitch Suter. If the defence are expecting it, can be a bit of a hospital pass to take. Just keep an eye on him. Michael Brophy beats a scrum. Josh Mitchell goes to Rob Sheffield. Eventually out to Jaden Pollard, who's hit again. Has been driven backwards a few times by this Rams defence. They're certainly not backing down from the challenge. Jared Kennedy takes it into the line. He picks him up an extra 10 metres or so. Gets to his feet. Josh Mitchell comes to the left. This time through Matt Dragicic. It's another good run from him. He's grasping at his neck now, and the ref will stop play for Matt Dragicic. Bit of stop-start sort of last 5 minutes. Couple errors, couple injuries. So we'll wait to see the outcome of this trainer visit. Matt Dragicic, of course, probably one of the best players in last year's grand final. He scored a couple tries. His ability to attack as a prop / second rower is second to none. He's a very key part of this bench rotation for the Bushies. Hopefully he's still good to stay on. Looks like he'll continue. Mitchell onto Jacob McGrath. Just takes it into the line. Hit into a two-man tackle there by the Rams. Now Mitchell out of dummy half. He scoots himself, then goes out the back to Brophy. He hits short at Kennedy. It was a good one-on-one tackle made in the end on that right edge. Needed to be made. Mitchell, he continues down this short side. Rob Sheffield now, he puts a grubber kick through. Dane Spencer, he's got this one covered. Can he get back on the field of play? Of course he can. Taken about 5 metres out from his goal line. He's read their kicking game pretty well so far, Dane Spencer. And that's what he brings to this side. Not just his attacking brilliance, but his vision in defence. He's looked untroubled for a lot of the grubbers that have been put in so far. This is Caleb Malisauskas. Suitor out of dummy half. He gets it away to the number 3 in Michael Geiger. It's a very slow play the ball once again. This time just the one marker. Taken there by Matt Dragicic. It was Suitor out of dummy half once again. Now Lincoln Withers inside the 40-metre zone this time. Has he got the angle on this one? He does. Might have just fallen short of a 40-20. Just wait and see what the touchy, where the touchy wraps up. It is just short of the 20. Not far away though. And again, not the worst result for the Rams.
No, it was a good kick there by Withers, and I think the Rams will be very happy. You can see now plenty of water bottles out on the field. Everyone taking some deep breaths, getting a bit of water in. It's been a pretty good first half, but also a pretty tiring one for the players out there.
Yeah, you'd say that they've had to do a lot of defensive work, the Rams, particularly on their own goal line. But they'll be pretty happy if they can go through these last 8 minutes without conceding any. Go to half-time at 6-all. Given the possession that the Bushies have had, I think they'll be pretty happy. It's Ben Nanasso who's on the field now for the Bushrangers. They continue to come right. This time it's Jared Kennedy. Taken over the top by Luke Johnson. Now Jacob McGrath, just outside the 40-metre zone. Lincoln Withers involved in that tackle. And this is Ben Nanasso again. He did play in that grand final as well last season. He might have lost the ball here. We'll wait for the referee. He says penalty. That one looked more like it had just been popped out by Ben Nanasso. As we mentioned, 7 minutes to go in this half. Another attacking opportunity for the Bushrangers. And if you're them, you're starting to think we need to start converting some of this field position into points. As John mentioned in pre-game, they do have the 6th best attacking record in the league, so it hasn't been a strong point yet this season. As Jacob McGrath starts us off, run through the middle. They're 15 metres out from the goal line now. Mitchell in a dummy half. He comes to the right-hand side through Dragicic. Taken just a couple metres short of the goal line. Real opportunity for the Bushrangers now. Mitchell comes to the right-hand side and turns it back on the inside to Brophy. He turns it back on the inside to Josh Baker. How did he get it down? He can. Josh Baker scores. Josh Baker puts the Bushies in front for the first time this afternoon. And it was just a simple ball back on the inside. And the Bushies take a 10-6 lead.
It did look pretty simple, but I think that was a beautiful set play there. Go one way, come back the other, and then through the middle. It left the Rams defence not really sure who to mark, and then it was Baker just no-nonsense, run straight through the middle. The gap had opened up. I think it was Brophy with the inside ball there.
Yeah, definitely it was. It was a nice little set piece from, I think it was Josh Mitchell that went to Brophy, and as you mentioned, he turned it back on the inside for Josh Baker. He scores his 2nd for the season. As we mentioned, it's a big confidence boost for the Bushies. All the possession in this first half. You need to start converting it into points. And again, it's the architect in Josh Mitchell and the new halfback, Michael Brophy, that creates something for them.
Yeah, well, it's always good to score points. I think there'd be a bit of relief there as well in that Tuggeranong huddle. If they went to half-time without a lead, I think the Rams would be very, very happy, and the Bushrangers would be wondering what happened.
It's a deserved lead for the Bushies so far. See Josh Mitchell line this one up from right in front. He adds to his tally for the season. He goes 2 from 2 for this afternoon and takes the Bushies out to a 12-6 lead with just on 5 minutes to play in this first half. Well, I think the message from Lincoln Withers, captain coach of the Woden Valley Rams, will be pretty simple at halftime. It's just cut out some of these penalties and your possession count will even up. We know that there's plenty of attack in this Rams side. Plenty of points. So he gets us back underway. This time it's a very high kickoff. Again taken by Rob Sheffield and brought back by Jacob McGrath. Just short of his 20-metre line. Just 5 minutes to play in this half. The Bushies got another one in them. And Connor Masson. Impressive first half for him as well. Mitchell. Out to Josh Baker, the try scorer. Again, he beats a couple. He's so good at this. He's very good with his post-contact meters, Josh Baker. Might have been hit a little bit high from Lincoln Withers on that occasion. The referee says it's okay. Now Matt Dragosic, another strong run from him. Just short of the halfway zone now. Mitchell comes to the right to Brophy. Brophy gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy pops it out the back. Taken there eventually by Pollard, who turns it inside to Masson. Now they're inside the opposition 40. It is last tackle now. Mitchell, he finds Sheffield. Sheffield puts this one to the air. It's a high towering kick. Malasauskas under it though. He takes it well and hit even better by the Bushies. Great kick chase there by Matt Dragosic. Now Dane Spencer looks to get on the outside. He might just. You've got to be careful. He's got speed. He's taken down 30 metres out from his goal line. Now this is Malasauskas. Good three-man tackle there by the Bushrangers. Slow play the ball for them. Yes. Suda, it's a flat blast to Michael Geiger, but he picks them up 10 metres. Again, this time it's a quicker play of the ball, and look at the difference it makes. And Withers crafty around the ruck. He goes back on the inside to Suda. Beg your pardon. And now the Rams are in attacking zone. Withers a dummy half. He comes to the left-hand side to DeSax. DeSax shapes to kick. He does. He gets the kick. Then he stay in field. It can't. This time it finds touch. Wasn't the best kick in the end. He did see that the winger was up, but he can't quite execute the play that he wanted. And it's a bit of a let-off for the Bushies after what was a great little play between Lincoln Withers and Mitsuda. Turned it back on the inside, and the ruck defence caught a little bit sleepy. Just 2 minutes to play now. 12-6 in favour of the Bushies.
Yeah, Suda's been very good since he's come on, and that was probably the first time he's found himself in some proper space. He showed he can dart pretty quickly out from dummy half.
Yeah, we'll just have to see if there's anything wrong with Costa Pasantis at half-time. I don't think we saw a lot of him in this first half. Definitely saw Mitch Suda come on quite early. Now Mitchell out of dummy half. Goes to Bendanessa. Strong run. Taken just 25 metres out from his own line. Suda laying on the tackle. Just side a little bit more of a rest. Now Jacob McGrath. Just short of the 40-metre line now. Mitchell out of dummy half. Always likes to run for a couple. Just test the markers and engage them before he gets the ball away. Actually, this time it gets to Jared Kennedy. Now Jacob McGrath. Into the opposition half now. This is his last tackle. Mitchell, he goes down this right side onto Rob Sheffield. He puts this one high. Looking at Dane Spencer. He taps it backwards. Gets away with it. He finds a couple extra metres. Eventually hitting a great shot again. It's Josh Baker over the top, and I think it was Narima Lowe that was there to assist him. Yeah, a bit of hard work to do now for the Rams. Lockie Everston happy to chime in. It's a big set just before half-time, just 35 seconds to go. You would think we'd be going to half-time with a 12-6 scoreline, but you never know. Might be one last trick play up the Ram sleeve. This is Michael Geiger. That looked to be stripped by the Bushies, and it was. And they will get one last shot here, the Rams. 15 seconds on the clock. We get probably time for, I'd say, one play. It's 6 seconds on the clock now, so yeah, it will just be the one play. What have they got up their sleeve? Tap taken there, onto Withers now. Lincoln Withers, he puts the kick through, but it is comfortably taken. Is it? No, it's knocked on a few times, but eventually wrapped up by Connor Masson. And an exciting finish to, well, I think it's been a pretty exciting first half ends. 12-6, Bushies over the Rams. 2 tries to 1. Just recap through what some of the stats and who scored in that game, in that first half.
Yeah, it's certainly been a good first half. I think Bushies certainly had a lot more of the possession. So far, just 2 handling errors apiece. But it was the Rams who opened the scoring through Hodge in the 15th minute, which Withers converted to give them a 6-0 lead. But Masson hit back after that great piece of individual play by Rob Sheffield to tie things up at 6-all, and then it was just 5 minutes out from the break. when Baker crossed with that good set play, which was converted again from under the post to give that the Bushrangers that 12-6 half-time lead.
And how are some of our stats looking?
So just 2 handling errors apiece. Penalty count 4-3. Rams conceded the one more, but it's that possession with the Bushrangers completing 17 sets to the Rams 13.
Yeah, as we mentioned, it has been pretty much all Bushies in this first half. So we're in for a very exciting second half. So we'll be back with you in just a few moments. Welcome back to Greenway Oval for the second half of this grand final rematch between the Tuggeranong Bushrangers and the Woden Valley Rams. We've got a scoreline of 12 points to 6 at the moment. 2 tries to 1 in the first half, 2 tries to the Bushies. It was a exciting half of football, one that was dominated in possession by the Bushrangers. And Vince, before we kick off the this second half, we've got Kangaroos on the field.
We certainly do. You don't see that everywhere. I think that's just the great thing about Canberra Rugby League. You get to have a great game of footy, and then in the background, you get to see 3 very large kangaroos.
As we wait for the referee's whistle to get us back underway, and we're off in this second half. Big second half coming. There's a kick is taken by Lincoln Withers, and turn on the inside to Jeff Morgan. Looking just outside the 20-metre zone, in fact, just inside. Big half of football expected for the Rams. I think Lincoln would have had a lot to say in that halftime shed. Penalty count against them and the possession count against the league's best defensive team. As we see the ball come free here, the referee says lost ball. It's not the start they were looking for in this second half. The ball goes down and the Bushies are going to go on the attack from the get-go.
Certainly not the start to the second half that the Rams would have been looking for. They've just been looking probably to complete their set. That first 15 minutes or so of the first half was just some great rugby league by both sides, but already the Rams, just their third error of the match was coming in the first minute or probably 30 seconds of this second half.
Yeah, real opportunity for the Bushies to start putting some distance between them and the Rams. The scrum is fed and they come to this right-hand side through Sheffield. Now on to Jaden Pollard. He's taken just inside the opposition 20. Golden opportunity for the Bushies to start this half off well. Now Dragosic, another strong run. Inside the 10-metre zone now. Mitchell in a dummy half. He comes to this right-hand side through Sheffield. They rush up on him quickly. He's got no choice but to run it. He eventually gets an offload away. Now this is Ben Nanassa. Just a few metres short of the goal line. Taken there by Suda. Now Mitchell to Brophy. Brophy runs himself. He might score himself if he can get it down. He can't, Michael Brophy. Just a metre short. Josh Mitchell in a dummy half. He does love a dart from time to time. This time he goes short to Jared Kennedy. The strength of Jared Kennedy gets him over, and the Bushies go further in front. 16 points to 6 in favour of the Bushies, courtesy of a Jared Kennedy try.
Too big, too strong there from Jared Kennedy. He just ran hard and fast at his opposite number, and there was really no stopping him from there. But I think it comes back to that Rams error. After starting the second half, you just want to be completing your sets, and they invited pressure from Tuggeranong, and I think they would have had a big pep talk at halftime from their coach Jared Tecker, and really there was just no stopping the big man from there.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Jared Kennedy, he will run that line for you all day long. He might not get it 9 times out of 10, but he only has to fool the defence on that one occasion when he does get it. And on that occasion, as you mentioned, too big, too strong, that close to the line. The Bushies extend their lead out. 16 points to 6, and you see the Rams in their huddle. Lincoln with a few words to say. There's been too many attacking opportunities for the Bushies. This kick, not the easiest one for a right-footed kicker. Josh Mitchell slots this one right down the middle. He's got his kicking boots on today. 18 points to 6 now after just 3 minutes in this second half.
Conversion attempt by Josh Mitchell and Jared Kennedy's try is successful. Josh is sponsored by DJ Custom Building and Jared GTO Electrical.
And they put 12 points between themselves and the Rams early on. Lincoln Withers gets us back underway. Kick taken there by Rob Sheffield. I think most kickoffs have eventually ended up finding him. As the Bushies start their set from inside their 10-metre zone. That's through Jacob McGrath. Mitchell goes to Connor Masson. Another strong game for him. Looks through a lot of work, particularly just taking up those first or second tackle hit-ups. They continue to go to the left-hand side through Josh Baker. A very strong first half. Just a slow play the ball on this occasion. Mitchell now goes to Dragosic. Another strong run from him. He's had plenty of post-contact metres today and been very impressive. Now just inside his own 40-metre zone, Josh Mitchell out of dummy half. He dummies, not fooling anyone. Just picks up 5 or 6. Just inside his own half. It's another slow play the ball. Dragosic out of dummy half. He goes to Rob Sheffield. This is from inside the 40, but straight down the middle. Which will be taken there by Lockie Everston. He's got Dane Spencer there if he needs to use him. He chooses not to. And it's a good kick chase from the Bushrangers. And they'll start their set about 22 metres out from their own line. Dane Spencer now. Cuts back on the inside. It's a good run from him. Picks up 10, 12 metres. Rob Sheffield, he's all over him in the play the ball. The referee says it's okay. Now Malasauskas. Heading towards the halfway line. Taken in a 3-man tackle. Vanessa McGrath and Mitchell involved. Suter onto... It's Luke Johnson that's on the field. Now onto this. It might be Michael Geiger, it is. He gets away. In fact, it's Jeff Morgan that might have been stripped by the Bushies. It should be play on. The referee says no. He says knock on Rams. Your pardon, it was Jeff Morgan who made the break.
I like the intent from the Rams, though. After conceding points, I think whatever Lincoln Withers said to them after that try really got the message through, because that was the big man, Jeff Morgan, with a bit of footwork. And I think they're just in a lot more positive frame of mind. I think they were a bit unlucky there to be ruled a knock-on against them, but still a lot more positive signs for the Rams.
Yeah, that's one for the replay. So you see a scrum go down about 15 metres out from the Bushies line. It's fed and Mitchell goes one more. It's another strong run. I think that might be... Just check to see, that might be... I think it's low. Low. This is Ben Nanassa. It's a quick play the ball. Does he lose the ball? Here he does. They get another opportunity here, the Rams. Just tried to get to his feet a little too quickly there, Ben Nanassa. As a result, he comes up with the error and the Rams will go on the attack.
After 4 errors in the entire first half, we've already had 3 in the first 7 minutes, so looks like we're in for a very different half of football. But could be a bit more attacking, perhaps.
Yeah, fatigue certainly plays its factor in these games, particularly in the latter stages of the halves. We'll start to see a few more holes open up as well. This is De Sachs, who turns it back on the inside for Chevy Ellis. Taken 35 metres out from the goal line now. Suter comes down the blind side. This is Luke Johnson. Can't quite get an offload away. Thrown on his back there by Jared Kennedy and Josh Mitchell. Suter out of dummy half, goes out the back to Withers. Now to Spencer, spins out of the first tackle. Can't beat the second. He does make a couple extra metres there to take them just a little bit closer to that 10-metre zone. Another slow play the ball. Referee once again saying it's okay. Now out the back. They hit short to Luke Johnson. Just inside the 10-metre zone. Suter goes to De Sachs. He cut out pass, but it goes to ground. It wouldn't have mattered for Lockie Everston because Connor Masson had him lined up. Long option on that occasion from Jimmy De Sachs. The ball goes to ground, the chance goes begging. And 12 points the margin. Just 8 minutes gone in this second half. A couple of golden opportunities for the Rams. Unfortunately, on both occasions, we've seen a couple errors pop up. As you mentioned earlier, Vince, we've had a fair few early on in this opening 10 minutes of this second half. As we mentioned, the Bushies are the best defence in the league. You don't know how many opportunities you're going to get. As off the scrum feed we go. About 20 metres out from their line. There's Jaden Pollard out of dummy half. A tall, gangly figure, Jaden Pollard. Be a bit awkward to tackle. Mitchell out of dummy half again, engaging the markers, eventually finding Jared Kennedy. They're out to the 40 now. Connor Masson out of dummy half. He steals an extra 10 metres. Another good run from him. Make it 12. Mitchell. McGrath. Now inside your opposition 40. 35 out on last tackle. Which way does Mitchell go? He goes to Michael Brophy. He puts this one high to the air. Looking for Caleb Malasauskas, who takes this one comfortably and steps on the inside. It's a good run from Caleb. Eventually taken there Just 30 metres out. It's a great kick return from him. Now worked over a little bit in the tackle by McGrath. And Dane Spencer. Couple of hard yucky yards out to about 35 metres out. Mitchell over the top once again. They are dominating the ruck so far, this Bushy side. Here's Chevy Ellis. He turns back on the inside. Cuts back in. Rams asking for a 6 to go there. Thought there might have been a touch from a Bushies player. The referee says no. Now Lincoln Withers finds its way out to Luke Johnson. Not really going anywhere in this set at the moment. Now Withers out of dummy half. He goes short. Just inside the opposition half now. Where are the options? They go to the left to Lincoln Withers. They rush up on him. As a result, he puts a little grubber kick through, but it's easily taken by Narima Lowe. It's a good defensive set from the Bushrangers. That's Tristan Eldridge trying to take some pressure off his forwards, but good strong tackle. I think it might have been Bradley Martin again. He's been involved in a couple of big shots today. Just short of the 40-metre line, Jared Kennedy gets up to play it. Been a bit scrappy in the ruck over the last 5-10 minutes. Haven't seen too much momentum from either side as Jacob McGrath. He gets up to play this one slowly as well. Mitchell onto Dragicic. He pops it up short. It was a hospital pass and a half out to Jared Kennedy. And it's another error, and Matt Dragicic, he's very slow to his feet. Another golden opportunity here for the Rams. This is a strong run. The slow play the ball. Now Suter goes to the right-hand side. This is Luke Johnson. He steps back on the inside. He beats a couple. He can't get through Mitchell and Dragicic though. Real opportunity now for the Rams. Suter, he goes to the right-hand side to Withers. Withers goes himself. Just tackled down low. It's an important tackle to make. Suter out of dummy half now. Probing, finds DeSax. DeSax, no options to his left, so he takes the hit up. Just a metre or two short now. Now we've got a penalty this time. Wait to see what the referee says. Too long. No, seeing offside. We get a fresh set of 6 here. The Woden Valley Rams. A quick tap take, and the referee says no, can't do that. One of the Bushies player. It might be Jared Kennedy. No, it's Jacob McGrath. Still a little bit groggy. It's just under the goalpost there. We'll keep an eye on him. No doubt that they'll just tap and go. Wait to get back underway. We do. This is Luke Johnson now. He runs into the brick wall that is Jared Kennedy. Inside the 10-metre zone though. Suter goes short out to Bradley Martin. Bradley Martin does beat one. Beats a tackle Josh Mitchell and just lifted there for a second by Jared Kennedy before he's pushed back. Suter onto DeSax. DeSax onto Withers now. He steps back on the inside. Nothing doing there either. Defensive goal holes closing very quickly. He's spun on his back by Matt Dragicic. Eventually finds his way back to marker. Lincoln Withers a slow play the ball. Suter out to DeSax. He turns it back on the inside to Brad Martin. He might have lost the ball. What does the referee say? The referee says, lost ball. And no advantage to the Bushies. So we'll have a scrum feed, 10 metres out, and they blow another opportunity, Vince.
They sure do. This is getting a bit frustrating for the Rams now. They've had 6 sets in the second half and only managed to complete 2 of them. And one of them was that one where they earned the penalty. So just too many errors. As we've said, the Bushrangers are the best defensive side in the comp. And the Rams are having some golden real estate here right on the try line. But if they don't capitalise sooner or later, you'd have to say the Bushrangers could just clinch this game.
Yeah, still 26 minutes to go yet. They will get other opportunities in this half, the Rams, but they have had 3 or 4 big opportunities very early on. They haven't looked overly convincing inside the opposition 20. It's a little bit unlike the Rams side as we see a break here made. I think it's Narima Lowe. They cut back on the inside. Willie's got to stay in the field of play. He does. He has a ball taken. One-on-one strip. Fantastic bit of play by Dane Spencer. Well, plays like that can change a game. And it needed to happen because he was through for all money, Narima Lowe. Off the scrum feed, impressive bit of work as they attack this blindside now. This is Caleb Malasausis. Can he get to the try line? He can't. He's still about 12 metres short. Opportunity to the left-hand side if they can get it there. Lincoln Withers turns it back on the inside. Just a settler on this occasion to Jeff Morgan. He bumps out of a couple though. Look at the strength of the man. He works it about 2 or 3 metres out from the goal line. Another slow play of the ball. Mitch Suter, the referee on this occasion, though, he says he's lost the ball and to play the ball. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Just when you thought the running was starting to go with the Rams, they come up with another error.
I think that play by Spencer, though, that was almost turned to caused a 12-point turnaround. Nigarima Lowe was straight through there, and it was just a matter of if Spencer could get a hand on him. But not only that, he managed to steal the ball, give the Rams all the attacking opportunity, and yet again, that's probably their third error inside the attacking 10. They're really just struggling to capitalise.
And now we've got a penalty. Might have been for a bit of back chat or a bit tough to tell from way back here.
Looks to be a lot of frustration, though, I think, in the Rams lineup at the moment.
Yeah, you can imagine. As we mentioned, they've had a lot of ball and not a lot of success inside the opposition 20. Give the Bushies a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card. As we get this set back underway through Jaden Thomas. Now he's tackled about 35 metres out. The two-man tackle there. Mitch Suter and Steve Ferry involved. Does feel like we've called a lot of Steve today. As McGrath takes the next hit up, now on to Dragicic. Takes it up just above, over the halfway zone now. We should be in position to put in another attacking kick. As we see Jaden Thomas take his second hit up of the set. And fourth tackle gone and already inside the opposition 40. It's a slow play of the ball though. Now Sheffield. Defence came up quickly on his outside men, so he chooses to run inside the 30-metre zone. You're looking for Michael Brophy on this last tackle, you'd think. Goes to him. He puts this kick high to the air. Caleb Malasauskis under it. He takes it well. Does a great job in taking that. There was plenty of pressure on him. He does a great job in collecting it cleanly and saving his side from another set. And they get a penalty as a reward. Just lying on the tackle for too long. Bit of work involved. It's a good touch finder from Lincoln Withers too.
It is a real let-off there for the Rams. Tuggeranong had a bit of momentum there, could have tried to pin the Rams down their own half, but again, the Rams on the attack.
And this is Michael Geiger from the tap restart now. He's a big unit, takes a lot of pressure off his forwards a lot of the time. Now Luke Johnson. Bit of support in the grandstand for Luke Johnson. I'm sure you can hear it through our effects mic as Steve Ferry pops an offload. It's a good one too to DeSax. A couple of offloads starting to show their face in this second half. It might be what you need to break down this stubborn Tuggeranong defence. On to Tyson Hodge. Big unit tackled about 11 metres out from the goal line. Suter goes to the right-hand side. Lincoln Withers now. He runs himself. He spins out of one tackle but can't beat the second. Couple metres short. Out of dummy half, Mitch Suter. To Sachs, a beautiful pass, and they will go over. They do score in the end, and it is Michael Geiger. Beautiful bit of football, just a nice little short side play, Vince.
Sure was. The Rams, for all their possession and territory, haven't really looked like scoring, but took something a little bit different. On the last tackle, running it down the short side. That beautiful flat pass for Geiger, who he had to reach up to grab it, but he ran straight and hard through a hole. And I think probably well-deserved for Rams. While they've made a few handling errors, they've worked hard to get this field position, and finally it's paid off for them. Yeah,
Mitch Suter, a late inclusion into this first-grade lineup for today, following the withdrawal of Adam Lucas. But he's been very impressive, and on that occasion he makes a decision to go down that blind side. He picks out his centre in Michael Geiger. And we're at an 18-10 scoreline with about 19 minutes gone in this second half. Just what they needed after all that possession on the Bushies line. And as we mentioned, you know, maybe they do need to just throw a little more caution to the wind with what they're doing. The structured side of football doesn't seem to be working against this Bushies defensive line. They've been resilient. Maybe now with just a little bit more fatigue kicking in, a couple more offloads coming into the game. Might be a few more points in this yet. You see the kick come in, and unfortunately it's pushed to the left-hand side. It's a big kick from Lincoln Withers because it does leave us at an 8-point deficit. It is still 2 scoring plays away from getting back in front of the Rams.
I think you're exactly right about the offloads though, Sonny. Nearly every offload the Woden Valley have thrown has put the Tuggeranong defence in a bit of under a bit of pressure. So I think that's probably the way for them to go. As fatigue sets in, the offloads could be the key.
And Tuggeranong just need to settle back into this game. They will get their opportunity to go further out as well. As Molisauskas, he puts his ball down backwards though. So let off the hook. Now a little bit close to that sideline though. Another slow play the ball after a heavy tackle. Suter he goes to, I think it's Tyson Hodge there. It is. Suter now to Withers. Withers on to Luke Johnson. Johnson and Mitchell involved in that tackle. Similar haircuts. Now on to Tyson Hodge. Looking for any sort of post-contact meters. In fact, that might be Dan Pryor who took that hit up. It was. Now on to Dane Spencer. Beg your pardon. Steve Ferry. And they dummy to kick through to Sachs. Is still last tackle, is it? It is. They get it away eventually. It doesn't look like it was played at. No, we've got 6 to go. I thought maybe there was a little knock on there from the Rams. Oh, not sure about that decision. We've got the ref that still is calling time off now. Just wait to see what the outcome is of this discussion, because it did look like there was a knock on and he's got it right.
Exactly. I think he's made the right decision there. It took a bit of time, but there was definitely, I don't think it was played out, and definitely a knock on by Woden Valley there, so a handover. Yeah,
it's an interesting call. It's a big call as well in the context of the game. Just when you thought the Rams were starting to get their way back into it, that could have been another set of 6 inside the opposition half. So a good decision to get right. Jaden Thomas gets us back underway. Inside the 40-metre zone. Another opportunity for the Bushrangers. Mitchell out of dummy half. He goes out to Brophy. Brophy hits short. It is a break made. Here's the number 11 in Josh Baker once again. Mitchell on to Dragosic. Taking a few metres short of the goal line now. Mitchell goes himself. Goes down the blind side. Josh Baker, another opportunity. He gets an offload away for Drury Lowe. Can he get the ball down? He can't. Not on this occasion. He looks to be held up. The referee agrees, so we'll come back out to the 10-metre zone. Good cover, good scramble defence in the end from the Rams. It needed to be made. Josh Baker's been very threatening all day on that left edge. See Drury Lowe play this ball, and Josh Mitchell, he goes to Dragosic. He knows only one way. He takes it into the line. This time met in a good strong tackle. It was Dan Pryor and Luke Johnson involved. Mitchell back down the blind side now. Drury Lowe puts a little grubber kick through. Will it hold up? It does. Caleb Molisauskas with some work to do. He can't get out. That's a great little kick from Drury Lowe to earn his team a repeat set.
Certainly was some great game management there by the Bushrangers. That's probably what was missing, I think, up the other end for Woden. Sure, Woden are chasing points, but they were just making errors right on the goal line, whereas Bushies kept their head. They were held up the play before and then just earning another repeat set, and both sides fatiguing, so I think that could be a very important kick.
We've seen them go down the blind side a number of times. It's mostly been down the right edge where Rob Sheffield is, but on this occasion they do try their arm down the left side. We see Jaden Thomas take this one back into the line. Good couple post-contact meters for him as well. He's had another strong game, Jaden Thomas. Mitchell onto Jared Kennedy. Tackled by 2 men in that tackle. And again, they'll just have the one marker here, which means Mitchell's allowed to run. That's dangerous. Now on to Brophy. There's 2 men involved in that tackle, Brad Martin and Steve Ferry. Slow play the ball. Brophy slow to his feet. Now Mitchell goes himself. He loves a dart. We know that. He might have gone over here. Is he held up? The referee says held up. We'll come back out to the 10-metre zone once again. And Josh Mitchell plays it to Matt Dragicic. He goes out of dummy half. He goes himself, trying to spin out of tackles. He can't. Just 2 metres out from the line. Josh Mitchell now. On to Michael Brophy. Puts a little grubber kick through. Again, another couple ricochets. And eventually finds its way in the hands of the Rams, and they're off the hook. Now Dane Spencer out to the 10-metre zone. Wasn't the best kick from Michael Brophy. This is Van Dartle. It's been a quiet second half for him as well. Another strong run from the Rams. They're doing the hard work to get out of their own end. Hasn't been easy. Get a quicker play the ball on this occasion. Now out to the 40-metre zone. No nonsense football in this set. So we're on last tackle. Finds its way to Lincoln Withers, who's outside the 40. Puts this kick through and does find ground, but Drury low in position. Once again finds Tristan Eldridge. He shrugs off one and steps back into the tackle of Luke Johnson and Suter. A good one-on-one shot on this occasion. That might have been Tyson Hodge, it was. On Narima low. Meters tough to come by in this set for the Bushrangers. Joel Ambrose tries to take them forward. He does. He earns them a few extra meters and they're outside the 40. And the referees want to just send him to the blood bin here. He has. He's got a gash on his eye, just above his eye. So we'll go out the back. And Josh Mitchell goes to Jaden Thomas. It's another very strong run from him. Certainly be up there once again. Consideration for man of the match, Jaden Thomas at this point. It's taken there by Lockie Everston. Cleanly. Driven back just short of his 30-metre line. Once again, the Bush has been very effective at slowing down this play the ball. So they work their way just outside their 30. Now a run from dummy half. It's a good one from James de Sachs. Strong tackle. That might be Brent Neal that's back on the field. It is. Now Harry Van Dartle, run out of dummy half. Picks up an extra 10. Over the top by Josh Mitchell. Now on last tackle. Lincoln Withers. Again outside the 40. Looks like he'll find ground once again. Eventually taken there by Tristan Eldridge. Short nuggety winger. Diminutive winger. He's taken just short of his 20. Now Brent Neal. Defence definitely lifting for the Rams over the last 5 minutes or so. Just look at their line speed. It is a lot quicker. Now we've got a penalty against the Bushies. I think this is for an incorrect play the ball. He's there. He's not facing the right direction, or it's might just be didn't put his foot on it. Tunnel ball.
That could be a big error there, because I wonder if the Rams look at going 2 for 2.
Yeah, we've got 12 minutes. 12 minutes to go. 18-10 the scoreline. 12 minutes to play. Do see what you mean though. 2 scoring plays to get themselves back into this game as Geiger gets an offload away out the winger. The fullback's happy with the pass, and it'll be Caleb Malasauskas that'll score.
Why would you go the 2, I guess?
Brilliant work from Michael Geiger.
That was brilliant play by Geiger. It was only a 2-on-2. They certainly didn't have an overlap, but he brought in the winger. As they looked to wrap him up, he put his big long arm over the top and popped it off to his winger.
It's a big piece of play from Michael Geiger, who's been involved a few times today. And on that occasion, he comes up with the money play. Just able to pop the ball over the top of the defenders out to Caleb Malasauskas. And he scores his third try for the season. And we've got an exciting finish on our hands. 18-14 now with the kick to come. We've got 11 minutes 40 on the clock still. And it's another big kick from Lincoln Withers coming up. Not his easiest one. Again, not the preferred side for a right-footed kicker. There's no breeze to speak of. It all comes off the back of a penalty whilst you're in possession of the ball. It's almost criminal. I don't think Jared Tecker would be too happy with that, particularly from a bloke that's just come back on the field as well. It's Lincoln Withers, he moves in, he doesn't strike this one too well. I think it looked worse from here than it actually was, but regardless, the result is the same. So we have an 18-14 scoreline with about 10.5 minutes to play. This is anybody's game. 3 tries apiece to each side, just goal kicking the difference.
Certainly a pretty thrilling last 10 minutes to go.
We just wonder what the message from Jared Tecker is to the Tuggies boys now. It's a shortish kickoff. Didn't quite hit that as sweetly as you'd expect. Josh Mitchell, as we see, I think it's Michael Geiger again who almost breaks through, and it just fell a little bit awkwardly here. He's grasping at his ankle. It is Michael Geiger. It would be a real shame if he can't continue this game, because he's definitely been one of their best.
Yeah, he's really got them back into this game with his try and then that try assist. He does look to be in a bit of pain.
As we wait to see what happens with Michael Geiger, I'm now counting 10 kangaroos in the background, Vince. They're all within the precinct.
Well, that could have finished. All the kangaroos have told their friends, come down, come see this cracking finish football.
Well, if they're down and outside back, why not recruit one of them? Exactly. Renowned leapers, these kangaroos.
Wouldn't want to tackle one.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this is not looking too great for Michael Geiger. As we mentioned, he's already scored a try today. He's set one up. He's been very impressive returning into this Woden Valley Rams side. He came in for Tommy Evans this week. He scored 2 tries already this season, Michael Geiger. It's good to see that he's back on his feet now, though. We'll just see if he stays on the field. As we're back underway through Dan Pryor. I think that might have been Tyson Hodge. Now this is Steve Ferry. Taken just inside the opposition half now. They struggle to put him to ground. Eventually they wrestle him down. Now Suter goes short. This time it is Tyson Hodge. Suter onto Ferry. Late hit, it was on him, but he finds its way now onto the winger. This is Lockie Everson. That pass looks forward. Eventually finds its way. The same play on, are they? It's Dane Spencer. No, the referee brings it back for a knock on. You did think that something went wrong in that play. The referee eventually pulls him up for a knock on. It's exciting football for a second there.
That pace shown by Van Dartel, he really just out of nowhere accelerated, created the space for Lockie Everson, and they ruled the pass was fine, but I do wonder if the knock-on didn't happen, maybe might not have been. But yeah, certainly something went wrong in there. Yeah, big still moment. Enterprising play.
Yeah, big moment in the game with 9 minutes 50 to play. You almost expect the Rams to have hit the lead. Had that pass been allowed to go through, and as a result, we're still at 18-14. Got Drury Low off the scrum feed. Danger signs for the Bushies. Big last 9 minutes to go yet. Here's Josh Baker. He's had a tremendous game today. See a little bit of a few arms and hands around the neck. The referee lets it go. He struggles to make his way to his feet to play the ball. Mitchell onto Brent Neal again. They're on him very, very quickly. Just watch this line speed from the Rams. They're slowing down to play the ball with great success and just speeding up the line speed It's a lot quicker than what it was in that first half, that's for sure. Joel Ambrose with a hit up. Josh Mitchell out of dummy half. This kick was from inside the 40. Nowhere near the sideline. Does bounce towards, away from Lockie Everston. Who's hitting a good shot there by Jared Kennedy. And it's a good kick chase and a good set of 6 in the end from the Bushrangers. All the work to do for the Woden Valley Rams, and it comes through Dane Spencer. Not a lot of metres on offer for him on that occasion. Michael Brophy and Brent Neal involved in that shot. Now out of dummy half they go. They steal an extra 10 metres. That's a good run from James DeSax. Again, Brent Neal involved in the tackle, as was Joel Ambrose. Now Suter goes short to Tyson Hodge. Just simple football. There's nothing extravagant about this set of 6. Now it finds its way to Lincoln Withers. He puts the kick through. Again, he finds open ground. It's another good kick, but eventually picked up by Drury Lowe. And the wall of defenders chasing through was a good one. Geiger just rolling around in the ruck. He's okay. And just short of the 30-metre line. Which of these sides is going to blink and come up with the error? Jaden Pollard out of dummy half. Just short of the 40-metre zone now. We've got another player that's down. I think it is. It's Mitch Suter who's gone down. He's clutching at an ankle. It's not looking great for him. Just keep an eye on that for us, will you, Vince? This is Jaden Thomas on the halfway zone. Slow play the ball. Eventually gets up and plays it. Finds its way to Brent Neal. 40 metres out from the opposition line now. Last tackle coming up for the Bushrangers. It goes to Rob Sheffield, who puts this one high to the air. A regulation bomb that should be taken comfortably by Dane Spencer, and is. He looks to get on the outside of the Bushrangers chase, but can't do so on this occasion. On to Malasauskas. Might have been hit high, and yep, he's been penalised. And he knows that could be a big call, that one. Narima Lowe did mention which of these sides is going to blink first and give the opposition an opportunity, and unfortunately for Tuggeranong, it's them. Penalty for a high shot against Narima Lowe. You see there's a lot of cramp kicking in for both sides.
Yeah, Malasauskas looks quite sore. We'll see. He doesn't look like he wants to rejoin the line, but I'm sure he will.
So here we go. 5 minutes to go in this grand final rematch. Who expected anything else but a close finish? This is Jeffrey Morgan, the skipper, leading by example, just inside the opposition 40-metre zone. Suter goes right to Steve Ferry. Cuts back on the inside, looks to get his offload away, he can't. He's taken inside the 30-metre zone. Suter looks both ways, he comes to the left-hand side to DeSax. Now out to the 15 in Dan Pryor. He struggles to get to his feet. Suter goes right to DeSax. DeSax dummies once, dummies twice, tries to step through. Doesn't quite beat the defence, he gets a quick play the ball away though. This is Suter. Suter goes short to the number 13. Oh, he's come up with I think he's come up with a try here. Steve Ferry with the try. He had a bump in with the goalpost, but he gets the ball down. And off the back of a quick play the ball, it was Mitch Suter who saw the opportunity and popped a nice little short ball to Steve Ferry, who goes over to score what could be the match winner here at Greenway.
Yeah, it was that quick play the ball, and Mitch Suter, he's been one of the best for Woden Valley today. That quick run from dummy half and created a 2-on-1 where he found Ferry and put him through. He looks to be in a bit of pain after really crashing with the goalpost, but 5 minutes left. That could well be the match-winning try.
Yeah, he's a bit ginger to his feet at the moment. He might be coming off Steve Ferry, if that is his last bit of input for the game. It's not a bad way to go out. It looks like he will continue by... He's looking okay. So 18 points to... I think we're 18 all, aren't we? We're at 18 all with 5 minutes 14 to play. A kick from right in front for Lincoln Withers. You would expect him to throw this one over. And the Bushies, well, they've led the game for so long, but the Rams, we know they've got points in them. They've been given the opportunities. You hear the applause and cheers from the away crowd. Steve Ferry does come off. As we await to see Lincoln Withers charge in, put this one over, and the Rams go in front. 20 points to 18 with 4.5 minutes to play. Is there another twist in this game?
Just over 4.5 minutes to go. We're 20 lead Bushies 18.
For so much of this second half, it's been the Bushrangers holding on. But now with 4 and a bit minutes left, Senat's got to come up with something.
Yeah, Mitchell deciding not to go with the short high kickoff. And it's taken quite comfortably there for the Rams. And again, it's another slow play, the ball. Now Tyson Hodge. Wouldn't expect anything too extravagant from the Rams in this set. Wait to see what Lincoln Withers and how he directs his side just in this last few minutes. This is Dan Pryor, just outside his own 40-metre line now. Suter eventually finds its way to Brad Martin. Over the halfway line now for the Woden Valley Rams. Oh, and a drop ball. Well, Jimmy DeSax on that occasion just 2 steps ahead of himself. As you can see, it's a quick scrum pack by the Bushrangers. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. This could be it. Is there one last twist to this story? A new chapter for this rivalry. 3 minutes to play. Rob Sheffield, he feeds it. They go out to the left-hand side. This is Drury Lowe. He steps outside a couple. He almost beats the third. He gets inside the 40-metre zone, though. And now Brent Neal. Ooh, just a short pass off to Joel Ambrose. Looks like a bit of a hospital ball. Did well to take it. Mitchell. Out the back to Brophy. Had to turn around to catch it. As a result, the rest of the play slows down at Rob Sheffield. He's made something out of nothing a few times today. Now Josh Mitchell dummies and goes himself onto Jared Kennedy. He does well to hold on the ball. It looks like he might have lost it. The referee says, no, it's fine. I thought he lost that ball. He's slow to his feet. Very slow to his feet. He might be hurt here. And the referee, what has he said? Now he's saying knock on. It's a very late call. I'm just wondering if it was the actual knock on he's picked up on or when Jared's tried to get up after his injury.
I think he's called it there for Jared putting the ball down on the ground as he got up, which I think is perhaps a bit harsh if he is genuinely injured.
It is. It's a strange call, but if you're talking about the football gods and justice in this game, I did think he lost that ball in the lead-up. There's 2 minutes to play. That might have been the last opportunity that the Bushies were going to have in good field position. 20 points to 18. It's been a great game of footy. Seesawing affair. Let the Rams strike early through Tyson Hodge. And then the Bushies got out to a 12-6 lead at half-time. A couple tries there to... Who was it that scored, Vince?
We had Kennedy.
That's right.
Straight after the break.
Jared Kennedy scored after the break. Who scored before the break?
Before the break, it was Baker.
That's right, Josh Baker. It's been an entertaining game of footy. 2 minutes to play. There could still be one turn yet.
It'll be interesting to see how Lincoln Withers orders his men around in this last minute. Some excellent game management could all but take the game away, but perhaps a poor kick or some poor decision making could invite Tuggeranong back into it.
Yeah, hopefully Jared Kennedy's okay. He's been a pivotal part of the Bushrangers' start to the season. This could be the end of their undefeated run. And we're back underway. 2 minutes to play. Jimmy DeSax feeds the scrum. We go back to the centre through Harry Van Dardel. Taking about 30 metres out from his goal line. Suter onto Hodge. Taking the ground, 30 metres out. Under 2 minutes to play now. Can they force an error, the Bushrangers? It looks like they will be starting their set from deep inside their own territory. Now Jeffrey Morgan. Slow play the ball, no rush to get up and play it. Suter onto Hodge. Takes it within opposition territory now. Last tackle. Which way do they go? They go to Lincoln Withers, and he turns it back on the inside to Dane Spencer. They decide to run the ball. He's through Dane Spencer. Has he got the speed? Dane Spencer. He cuts back on the inside. Spencer scores! Dane Spencer with the match winner for the Rams. And that'll seal the deal here for the Woden Valley Rams over the Bushrangers. Dane Spencer, he's been threatening all afternoon. And a last tackle play. Lincoln Withers turns it back on the inside, and Spencer, it was all speed.
Certainly was. I don't think you'd see too many coaches saying with a minute left, a 2-point lead, run it on the last tackle. Most would just say put it into touch, try to force a repeat set maybe. That was an excellent inside ball for Spencer, who just, as you say, just put the foot down. It was pure speed to beat Drury Lowe at fullback, and now what a win for the Rams. That was an excellent last tackle option.
He's such a threat with the ball in hand, Dane Spencer. It's tremendous to see him back in this lineup for the Woden Valley Rams, and as a result, the Rams will end the Tuggies' unbeaten run to the start of 2019. It's a big, big win, and one that just adds a little bit more salt into the wound between the rivalry of these two sides in recent times. 24 points to 18. You'd expect it to be 26. Lincoln Withers just lining this one up from right in front. A few discussions going on between Josh Mitchell and the referee. I don't think you're going to have any decisions overturned. As we see Lincoln Withers, he plots this one over. 26-18 full-time score here at Greenway Oval. The Rams over the Bushrangers. Vince, what a game of football that was.
Certainly was. It was very much a tale of two halves. So that first half dominated by the Bushrangers in possession, smart football, not making too many errors, excellent play, but then we felt 12-6 might not be enough, and I think that turned out to be exactly the case. The possession evened out. Rams actually had a lot more sets. They did have 8 errors in that 8 errors in that second half, which is, you can't win too many games with 8 errors and a half, but just the possession was what caused the win in the end for the Rams. So the try scorers, in the first half, it was Hodge for the Rams who got them on the board before Masson hit back for the Bushies, and then Baker just before half time to give them a 12-6 lead. And then it looked like the Bushrangers were going to go on with it when Kennedy barged over to give them an 18-6 lead. But then it was Gager who caused 2 tries, one when he crossed himself to bring it back to 18-10, and then when he set up that try for Malasauskas out wide, and it set up that great finish with Rams down 18-14. And then Ferry's try that where he ran into the posts gave the Rams the lead 2018, but just when it looked like Bushies might force a great finish, Rams brought it up for one last attacking set, and some excellent pace by Dane Spencer brought the lead out to 26-18 and saw the Rams repeat their heroics from last year and the Bushrangers winning streak, and all out cap a beautiful game of rugby league.
Yeah, thanks for joining me today, Vince. So Tuggeranong are away to Yass next week, Woden with the bye. Please stay tuned during the week for our Actu AGL Man of the Match. We are back on Bar TV next week. We've got the West Belconnen Warriors and Belconnen United Sharks at 3 o'clock next Sunday. So on behalf of Bar TV, Vince and myself, Sonny Singh, I wish you a very good afternoon.